who lured cops to his home only to ambush them. At 2 a.m. on February 11th, 2022, Phoenix police officers rushed to the home of 36-year-old Morris Richard Jones III after he reported that armed intruders had broken in and shot his wife.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency?
It's a gunshot wound.
There's a gunshot wound.
Where?
We had an intruder.
We had an intruder.
Baby, wake up. It's a gunshot wound. We had an intruder.
I got that. Can I talk to one person who got shot?
Damn.
My wife.
Who?
They came in here trying to rob us.
That's what you have to wait now, bro. I'm sorry.
They came in here and robbed us.
The officers quickly reached the residence, ready to intervene and save Richard's dying wife, not realizing they were heading into a trap.
Oh, nah. They get done like that in Phoenix?
Come on, bro. Come on.
Who's all in the house?
Huh?
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
Oh, shit. What the fuck?
I've been shot. 999.
Richard opened fire on the officers, with the one at the front taking the brunt of the attack, suffering
don't be shot
multiple
like 8 bullets
gunshots
and he's
to the
still able to
chest
run?
before managing to escape. The other officers
bad,
were
right?
also hit, forcing them to retreat, call for backup, and secure the building's perimeter. Meanwhile, Richard barricaded himself inside the house along with his wife, whom we later learned he had shot, and remained inside. After a prolonged standoff, Richard's brother, who was also inside the house, emerged carrying the couple's infant and surrendered to the police. As officers rushed to rescue the infant, whom the brother had placed on the front porch, Richard struck once again.
Come with me. Baby. Door. I got the baby.
Damn, now they use the baby as bait? Yo, what is wrong with this
Several
dude?
other officers were shot, and others were injured by shrapnel during the rescue attempt. Eventually, SWAT officers arrived with advanced equipment to try and save the baby.
I need it. Here,
Nah, them using the baby as bait is crazy. That's mad fucking. Damn, that's what you. Yo, that's mad. That's sad.
Shortly after, SWAT officers breached the home and found the suspect dead on the floor from what was later determined to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds. They also discovered the body of his wife, 29-year-old Shatifa Lobley, whom he had shot. In total, 9 officers were injured during the encounter, with the first responding officer suffering the most severe wounds. However, all the officers survived. In the next case, the suspect, acting like a deranged individual, attempted to blow up the officers who arrived at his home.
James, stay away from your front door.
Yo!
On December 4th, 2023, an Arlington police officer on patrol rushed to a residence after hearing what sounded like gunfire.
Oh yeah, you're right, we did.
He chose not to enter after neighbors warned him that the homeowner was a reclusive conspiracy theorist who believed the U.S. government was targeting him with spies. The officer later determined that the sounds he had heard were flares fired by the suspect, who had barricaded himself inside. Recognizing the unstable behavior of the homeowner, 56-year-old James Yu, the officer immediately called for backup.
Arlington County Police!
Imagine growing up, being a baby.
Mr. Yu,
I'm sticking that shit back, but nah, shit.
Mr. Yu!
Damn, this dude was behind the house when that shit blew up.
The suspect continued firing flares for hours into the night, prompting officers to evacuate nearby residents while still opting not to enter the home. Eventually, SWAT officers brought in an armored vehicle to breach the door, as none of the officers were willing to enter blindly, unsure of what kind of ambush might await them.
James.
Yeah, that's mad smart they did this shit. Imagine if they didn't.
Come to the front door with your hands up. Do it now. We have your building surrounded. You're not leaving. Come to the door now with your hands up. James, this is the Arlington Police Department. We need you to move away from your front door. James, stay away from your front door. Stay away from your front door.
As the armored vehicle breached the front door, James opened fire, but no officers were hit as they remained inside the vehicle, while others maintained a safe distance. Unable to reach or communicate with James after breaching the door, the officers proceeded to break through the windows, unaware of the evil plans James had planned for them.
Bro, what the fuck did he have in there to blow that bullshit like that? Holy shit.
James had
Shit.
retreated to his basement and ignited kegs of gasoline, triggering a massive explosion. The officers attempting to
Yo,
breach
Finn,
the
I'm down
windows
Monday,
were
bro.
fortunate to be
I'm not gonna
inside
lie,
a
bro. I'm
heavily
low-key
armored
sick right now, so I
vehicle,
low-key
as the
just don't
outcome
feel like
could have been
playing right now, bro.
drastically different. Here are various other
Put
angles
show
of the
down Monday, bro,
explosion.
buddy. That's what you said, but that shit is fucking insane. Oh yeah, you're scared nobody gun me. Oh yeah, but I've been following this shit. Oh, I have to kill him.
Fortunately, all officers not inside the armored truck
so I
were
wonder
far
when he,
enough
like,
from the explosion
planned
to
that shit,
avoid
man.
severe harm. Though several
Yeah,
sustained
Finn, we supposed to wear
non-life-threatening
Myers and everything,
injuries,
bro.
the
Good
incident ultimately became a body recovery mission for James, who was caught in his own explosion. The next case was utterly insane, with the suspect relentlessly
Yeah,
setting
Finn,
trap
I mean, no,
after
Finn, my
trap
bad.
for the
Yes, like,
unsuspecting
I'm down, bro.
police officers.
Hit me off. Hit me when I end stream, bro. For sure.
On March 29th,
Sure,
2024, a Sparks police officer in Nevada pulled over
Are you a
34-year-old
sucker for sure,
Anthony
bro?
Wade, who was driving a
For sure.
Ford truck without
got you, I'll
license
hit you.
plates, unaware that he was
Or you
walking
can hit me up
into
and
a
I'll
trap.
respond after the stream. I'm only gonna stream for a little bit longer. Yeah, I thought these videos too, though, too. Damn, did he shoot him? Oh, he shot him.
Shots fired, shots fired. Let's go westbound, eastbound.
Damn! Don't we got this shit ran! Is that my U-Haul truck?
Just 1050.
Wade opened fire on the officer, who narrowly escaped injury by sheer luck, as a bullet grazed his neck and head, while his vest stopped
Nah, I ain't
another.
gonna lie,
Wade
this officer
fled in
got
his
some
vehicle
good-
but crashed shortly afterward, then ran on foot,
reflexes.
triggering a police lockdown of the entire neighborhood. Soon after,
I bet
dispatch
so,
received
Nah,
calls
yeah, you
from a
can hit me up, bro,
homeowner
and I'll
reporting that
reply,
the suspect had
right when I
broken into
stream,
her
bro.
house, prompting the rapid
Nah, I'm
deployment
answering
of
shit for
numerous
sure, of
armed
course.
officers to the scene.
Hearing all that go off?
He was on the backyard and came
At least I'm going to
inside.
push him like that.
I think he went to the other house.
Hey, just cover me just in case the guy might be in there.
Show me your hands.
Sparks police!
Put your hands up.
Stop!
Oh, face.
That doesn't look like anyone's in there. Alright, so we have a critical incident that's going on. It's kind of dangerous right now. Did anyone jump inside your yard or backyard? Where are you headed to? Okay. What I need you to do, can you go inside your house and shelter in place? Let's get this family out
Damn,
of
what gun
here.
he got?
Unknowingly to the officers, Wade was hiding in the back seat of a car, holding the homeowner hostage. He had intended for her to drive him out of the neighborhood, but when that was no longer an option, he forced her back into the house. Before officers could piece everything together and return to search the residence, even the closest to the one he had previously
Damn.
broken into, Wade was already lying in wait, this time with more traps prepared.
We're up, please.
He shot her?
Get her up! Get her up! Get her up!
Hey, stand up. Are you hurt?
Get her up! Get her up!
Oh, she didn't get hurt. Damn.
I got you. I got you.
One of the officers immediately dragged the hostage to safety, while several brave officers stayed behind to confront Wade.
Damn, yo, imagine being in her shoes.
No, he's in back away.
He was in the car holding her hostage, and then went in the house and held her hostage. Oh, no.
He shoots me.
Nah, they ain't letting no bitches flood.
One of the officers was shot,
I'm
but
letting
his
these bitches
vest
fly.
stopped the bullet, while another narrowly
I'm putting a whole
survived after a
magazine.
bullet struck his hearing protection. However, the ordeal didn't end there. The suspect managed to escape once again, this
What
time
the
caught on a
fuck?
police drone as he jumped a fence into
Ow!
another property, prompting officers to quickly rescue the woman inside. Wade then barricaded himself in the
Oh,
home,
the victim
refusing
escaped.
to
I'll take it, I'll take it,
surrender
I'll take it, I'll
despite
take it.
hours of failed negotiations. When SWAT officers finally breached the house, they
Hey.
found no sign of him, but
The
as they
victim.
moved toward the garage, they were walking
isn't the victim the
straight
bad guy?
into another trap.
Let's go, Dro. Damn. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm in this position, I'm the cop. I'm putting that bitch high. Let all that bitch fly. One of them bitches gotta land. No bullshit. Let me start those real movies.
I got you.
I know it's random,
The
but
officers retreated once again as Wade opened fire on them. After 2 hours of attempting to make verbal contact without a response, they advanced
Of course,
toward the
Aiden, bro. I'm
garage
telling you,
once
bro, God
more,
is
where they
amazing, bro.
discovered Wade lying
I'm
dead.
so glad
An
he did that,
autopsy
bro.
later confirmed that he
God
had
bless you
died
and
from
your family,
gunshot
bro.
wounds.
That's man.
In the next
that's
case,
so
an
far
innocent
here,
police officer and father of 3 paid the ultimate
Maybe
price
eight,
when he
maybe
fell
eight,
into a
I told
trap
you, bro,
set by
she's
an
strong,
evil
bro.
criminal he was trying
She
to
gonna get through,
rescue.
bro.
On May 30th, 2024, Minneapolis officers
God don't play
responded
about
to
his
a
children,
building
man.
following reports of a gunshot and an active mass shooting. Upon arrival,
What the
the
hell you
first
think I said?
officer encountered a man who appeared to have been shot. As the officer moved to assist him, something crazy happened.
512.
Oh,
we have
nah,
at least
don't tell me them
2
was fake being
victims
shot.
outside at the location, bleeding. Who
I
shot
want to
you?
make sure I can see it.
Who shot you?
Can't find it.
Are there victims inside?
Oh,
Officer Jamal
nah.
Mitchell, attempting to perform an act of goodwill by helping what he believed to be a victim, was fatally shot by the actual gunman who had been pretending to be injured. As eyewitnesses observed the incident, it wasn't long before additional officers flooded the scene.
Where? Where's the guy shooting?
Wait, did that one cop survive?
Multiple shots being fired.
But that little ass shield!
I got you!
Oh, yeah, GG.
Stay away from 22nd to 21st and Blaisdell. He's shooting from that block.
Get up, get up, get up, get up! We need handcuffs on him!
Other arriving officers managed to kill the gunman, 34-year-old Mustafa Mohammed, a career criminal who had fatally shot Officer Jamal Mitchell, a father of 3 who was soon to be married. In cold blood, the gunman also killed one other person and injured 4 additional victims during the incident. The next case was entirely different, as the officer fell into a trap
That's
set by her own
crazy.
colleague. On July 20th, 2020, 2 Cleveland police officers
4 days after my
responded to a
birthday.
call about an individual standing in a boarding house bathroom with a firearm.
What number did you say?
Wait, what did you say?
My door's open.
He's got a gun?
4. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
Why are you putting it down?
Get here, get here, get here, get here, get here.
Who are you talking to?
The fucking this man. Yeah, they're going to the bathroom door. Right here, right.
They just said he has a gun. Why would you just open it like that? I'm mad confused.
Shot fired! Hey, get in the car! Kill that! Shot fired! Shots fired! Shots
Yo,
fired!
don't. I bet, Psycho. I got you right when I injured, buddy.
The male cop rookie officer, Bailey
Fucking
Gannon,
back, I'm shooting.
inexperienced and untested,
Angle out.
panicked
Dolphin
upon
diving.
spotting the gunman, even though the suspect wasn't firing at him. In a
Remember
moment of
shots, you know I
fear,
got
he
those in.
ran, abandoning his partner, Officer Jennifer Killnap,
Damn.
and recklessly fired over his head, accidentally shooting her in the process. Killnap suffered severe injuries as she experienced nerve damage that caused
Damn,
chronic
she-
pain in
she
her
shot her-
dominant
his
arm
partner
and
in
wrist,
accident?
preventing her from returning to duty due to both physical injuries and PTSD. Despite his actions, Gannon faced no disciplinary consequences. Instead, just 3 months after the shooting, he received an exceeding expectations rating in his annual performance review. This prompted Killnap to file a lawsuit against the police department, the city, and Gannon, whose father was later revealed to be a sergeant within the department. The next case was a traffic stop went wrong, as the suspect caught the officers completely off guard. On August 30th, 2021, 2 Brevard County Sheriff deputies were conducting a traffic stop on a car containing 3 adult males and a 2-month-old baby. 2 of the men were outside the car during the stop, and as one of the deputies instructed the 3rd occupant to exit the vehicle, the sheriff deputies were in for a big surprise.
Yeah, I'll watch it for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right. I got babies too, man. Huh?
I wonder what this is at. It sounds like, I don't know if I'm tweaking, but it sounds like there's Jamaican music playing in the background. This might be in Jamaica. Ray yard. Yeah, they gotta be careful with the baby too. Damn, the police officer got hit up. Yeah, he did. Bro, he's behind. Oh yeah, this is definitely Jamaica. You can tell this is Jamaica. Yo. Wait, did the dude shoot that police officer, or did he whack him with it?
A career criminal with over 23 felony arrests, was pronounced dead at the scene, while the assaulted officer suffered significant lacerations and tissue damage to the head. In this case, a criminal lured the police to a location only to launch an attack on the responding officer on February 3rd, 2025 at 2:38 p.m. Fairfax County Police responded to a suspicious event on Fair Lakes Parkway. A caller claimed to have killed 2 people while investigating. A 16-year-old male suspect ran toward an officer and immediately assaulted him.
What is that? Oh shit! Apply your gun! What the fuck? Like, come on, bro. I'll be that ass. Right when he was running back, he could have slid her off.
Stay down. You stuck? No. Give me your hand.
Damn, after all that, he didn't get shanked though?
You alright?
During the attack, the teen stabbed the officer in the upper body before being taken into custody. The officer, a 6-year veteran, was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries and later released. Investigators confirmed the suspect made the false 911 call. He remains in custody and charged with malicious wounding. In the next case, the cops couldn't believe their eyes when a suspect they had prior altercation with lured them back to his house, where he had set up traps in wait.
He still got hit. Damn! What the fuck happened?
More cars, send everyone.
On October 12th, 2022,
what the fuck?
Connecticut police pursued Nicholas Brutcher after a bar fight led to his ejection from the establishment. Responding to calls from patrons, officers tracked Nicholas and his brother's truck, eventually conducting a traffic stop. A physical altercation ensued between Nicholas and the police, and he was ultimately released with a public disturbance ticket. However, Nicholas wasn't finished. Upon returning home, he dialed 911 and falsely reported an emergency to lure officers to his residence. Once they arrived, he donned camouflage attire, armed himself, and waited at the sidewalk for the approaching officers, and they were in
Don't
for
be
a big
hitting a ghillie suit of doing that, officer? Yo! Holy shit, he put like 20 shots in him! How the fuck is he alive?
Shots fired!
Concealed in some bushes in front of his parents' house,
multiple
Nicholas
cops got
opened fire
shot
on the 3 arriving officers.
Damn.
He fatally shot 2 of them, while the 3rd managed to escape with gunshot wounds to the leg. However, Nicholas's rampage did not end there. He continued to shoot at the 2 officers he had already gunned down.
Yo, what the fuck is he using?
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone.
Holy shit. Not bad, damn, no cops getting quick as a bitch.
Officer shot, officer shot.
The officer, fortunate not to have fallen alongside his colleagues, now had one critical duty: to stop the shooter. As Nicholas continued to fire at his presumably deceased victims at close range, determined to intervene, the officer performed something truly remarkable.
What the fuck? AR-15, God. He said weed, different. What is going on with that woman?
One down. Suspect down.
Nicholas's parents could only scream in horror as officers took down their son with a single, precise shot from 40 yards away.
Damn, that's great.
Skull and killing him instantly.
Damn, one shot from 40?
A total of 80 shots,
that's some good
24 of which struck and killed the first officer, and 6 of which fatally wounded the second officer. The third officer, who fired the decisive shot that ended Nicholas's life, survived his own gunshot wound. If you enjoy videos...
Damn, what the fuck?